So you know what I'm doing this morning? I'm having coffee. And I'm sitting in the bird garden. And I'm going through my flowers. These are my zinnias. Now, I can just go ahead and deadhead these and compost them, but all the heads have seeds in them. Now, because I'm not sure if they're completely set, this is what I'm doing. Now, these were completely dry. The whole stem was dry, so I just cut them and I just put them there. Now, this one still had a green stem. I'm pretty sure the seeds are good, but I'm going to leave a little bit of the stem and I'm going to let it continue to dry. I'll just put it in a box in the dry area. I'm going to go through all of these. Now, some of them are trying to go ahead and set more flowers. And a lot of times, of course, when you deadhead them, they will set more flowers. But if they are completely brown on the bottom, they're not going to come back. But you know what I do with these? I go around when they're completely dry. If I don't put them in a box or an envelope and save them for later, and I scatter them. And I've been having zinnias come up everywhere. And then it's like, gee, how did they get there? And then I remember, that's right. I just walk through with the seeds. And these are the seeds. And they'll have hundreds of seeds. Oh, well, it fell all over. But they'll have literally hundreds of seeds. I'm trying to see if I can grab a handful. So that's what they look like. They're kind of flat. Sometimes you can't even tell which are the seeds. And I literally just grabbed them. And this grew from that way, just picking some flowers and throwing it around. And they're in all the totes and they come up in different flower pots. They've even come up in my ginger. And that's how easy it is to just grab them and do what you want with them. And then what you can do is just scatter them around. If you don't have time to plant, just scatter them around. Now, if bugs, insects get in there and eat a lot of them, then they're no good. But you know, it didn't cost you anything. And it works, they come up. So just put them where you want and you'll have zinnias popping up at the right time. Basically, throw it out there and forget about it. But that's what I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna clean this up, because I know a lot of them are trying to reset flower. Here's a new flower coming. You probably can't see it. It seems very dark where I'm sitting. All right, so let me get this deadheaded and then I'm gonna sit it out in the bird garden and let it do its thing. And then in the meantime, I think I'll take some of these and replant them. So here are all my zinnia flowers. Some of these, I don't know if the seeds will be any good, but it doesn't matter. If they're good, they're good. They're not, they're not. Now here's some where I threw down there. Look at this. You see, there's a zinnia. And I thought there was a few other little ones coming up. I'm not even sure what this is. At first I thought it was a tomato, but I'm not sure. This is another zinnia coming up. So I'm gonna toss a few more in there, top dress it with some potting soil on top. And then here, I'm gonna just tie this back up in the air. I don't know if the goldfinches will come in and eat. So far, I haven't seen them eat this, but they should. And here's some yarn I picked up at the thrift store. 49 cents, look at that. And I'm just gonna tie it so they don't droop. And then this is all that I cut off. You don't throw that away. That turns into your compost soil. So I took this bucket that has holes on the bottom, and I just kind of collected some soil from around here, and I'm going to stuff this in there. And then I'm going to go back. Let me show you this. I have this all over. These are walking onions. And I kind of soaked them a little bit because they got too dry. And I'm going to plant them in the bucket. And then I'm going to have walking onions that I can disperse around the yard, because I've got walking onions growing everywhere. So it worked out really good. So for my morning, I got to sit here and enjoy the birds outside. Got my fountains all going. I've got all the birds coming in to take a bath, drink, eat, and do what they want. Hummingbirds have been coming here all morning. Got the goldfinches coming in to take a bath. What I'm debating on is, do I want the goldfinches to start to eat the seeds in here? I'm not sure yet. If I do, I can train them or show them the seeds by plucking them and putting them into the trays. Now, once they find them in there, they may look around and find the flowers and start eating the flowers. And do I want them to do that? It wouldn't matter. The seeds are so cheap to buy. I actually buy them at Dollar Tree, and they've had them on sale. So I could do that, or I could just keep them and disperse them around and continue to grow more zinnias. And eventually, they'll probably figure it out, because they figured out the lemon verbena. They've already figured out all the brassicas they can eat. So we'll see. So I thought I'd just show you what I do sometimes in the morning. Cup of coffee. And what do I have? Scissors. And I just trim a plant, and now I can have it rebloom because I've already got the blooms starting. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? And I'll have more flowers growing. And in the meantime, I can start more seeds in a fresh pot and get my walking onions growing in another container. This is way too many for this small container, but it will keep them alive because they were dying. And I'm hoping that I didn't lose too many because they were drying out. So I'll get them all planted in there. And I'll be using all this to plant those. So it's a win-win. Once you start gardening, you're going to have all the soil you really need. And even if you have to buy a bag here and there, it's better than buying a ton of bags. Because let me tell you something. I know a lot of people that spend hundreds and thousands of dollars on soil. And we do not at all. Oh, look at this. Now that is just too cute. So with that, have a wonderful day. They're right there. They're right in front of me. Look. And don't forget to eat what you grow. Bye-bye. I so love this. I want to expand this. I'm going to have it go through there. I'm going to expand it to over there. Look at the hummingbird taking a bath. This is such a joy. If you are interested in what birds we have here, I have a video and it goes over all the 50 species, and we have more now since I did that video. I'll update it one day soon. Bye-bye. So as I was sitting out there working with the zinnias, look at this, a Townsend warbler. This is a first sighting in our yard. So I went ahead and did research on it, and it says that you rarely see them because they usually hang out up in trees. I've never seen one. Look how beautiful that is. So let me tell you something. I've got to get my good camera and get some really good photos. But you know what he's coming to? A solar fountain with nothing more than some rocks and a pump in there. That's it. Is that not gorgeous? Look at them. Look how beautiful. Yellow with that beautiful black streak going through the eye. That appears to be a male. I believe the females are duller. Beautiful, vibrant colors. So that was so worth sitting out there in the morning with a cup of coffee, working with my flowers. That is amazing. Oh, Gary's home. What'd you buy?
3 arrow mufflers, Romeo bushes.
Oh, what? Are they half price?
But quarter price.
Was there more?
But no, I got all 3, $5 a piece.
Boy, the hummingbirds love that. Cool. I've been sitting here working on my flowers. I just tied them up. And now I'm going to let the new little flowers come up. In the meantime, I'm going to plant more seeds. That's going to be beautiful. You bought 3, 1 for your garden?
Yeah, 1 for my garden.
Or so you? Where's the other one going? 2 for here, or 1 for here?
2 for here if you want to put them wherever you want. The other 2 are on the front porch.
Same color, same ones?
Same color, yeah.
Why did they reduce them to a quarter?
I don't know.
How much was it? Do you know?
Originally $20.
$5 a piece?
$5 a piece.
And they didn't have any more?
No, I got the last 3. So
They're beautiful. Usually they reduce them and they're bad, not looking good. Those are red. We don't have reds. Those are red and orange. I've got one there that's pink. Then I've got the one in the back that's huge, that's yellow.
yeah.
And now you've got one that's kind of it looks like a red-orange.
Yeah, it's getting closer to red. The other, yeah, that's the reddest one I've seen so far. So.
And that's a bush.
Yeah, that's a bush.
That one grows tall. See how that one grows?
Yeah, that one over there, the pink one's a taller one. The yellow one is a bush, and I didn't look at the species, but this is probably a bush too.
Oh, what a nice surprise. And here I've been grooming flowers. Oh, how beautiful. Oh my gosh, they're gonna go wild with this. I definitely will plant this here. They're doing so well here, the flowers I planted.
Okay, this is a glabra, which is a bush. The yellow one's a glabra too.
Okay. Yeah, keep in mind if you're buying for hummingbirds, color is not important. Now I see so many people say, oh, it has to be red or it has to be, no. They love the yellow ones. They come to whatever flowers they recognize, and once they taste them, they remember. And it doesn't matter if they were white, yellow. We've got, what's the ones that are growing by the bathtub? They're yellow. Oh, that's aloe vera.
Aloe vera.
And those yellow, and they love those flowers. So color is not important. It's the shape and the amount of nectar they have. See the beautiful flowers back there, which are geraniums? Well, there's really very little nectar in there. I see a bee in there right now, but it's not an attractor to hummingbirds, though they will go in there and look for insects and see what they can find. But this is going to have a lot of nectar, and I'm sure there's pollen in there too. Oh, that's a nice surprise. Wave goodbye.
Bye.
Oh. No, I'm not done. I came back afterwards and I went ahead and filled the green bucket up with all those leaves that I took off the zinnias, and then I took some soil just from the ground and a little bit from totes that were growing nothing right now, and I quickly put all those onions in there, and I even sprinkled some zinnia seeds. Hopefully I'll remember when the flowers come up. This will preserve the onions, and let me tell you one thing I may not talk about a lot when I talk about walking onions. Walking onions love full sun. I have found that if they're in part shade, they'll get kind of skinny, but when they have full sun, oh, do they grow nice and thick. And yes, my little helper came back as Gary had another cup of coffee. And later on, I can transplant the baby onions as they grow, and she can watch too.